Hi Scorpio, hope you guys are doing great today. So this is going to be a general message for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, excuse me, from March 9th to March 15th of 2020. These are general messages, guys. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. I'm trying to make them fit. If they don't fit, always check your rising sun, moon sign, and Venus. I'm going to start with love because I've been getting a ridiculous amount of requests to start with the love portion. And then I'm going to go into the Celtic cross spread, right? Like I always do for all the other general energies. So kind of like two spreads in one. Let's get a Wisdom of the Oracle crowning for you guys in the space of love. Guys, remember, I am going to be doing on a regular basis now, love only for each month. By request, a lot of people have asking me to cover the different styles of love. So I will certainly start doing that in the next general love read. That would be for singles, those of us in a complicated situation, and those of us who are in a happy connection, okay? So for now, though, this is going to be a general message. Hopefully it resonates with at least some of you. And we have soulmates. Nice, okay? Soulmates, interesting term, is it not, Scorpio? Soulmates. Soulmates. It's really like kind of misused in the community, you know? Most people do have a, I hate to say incorrect understanding because that makes it sound like I think I know better. But, you know, keeping it real, like in the healing community, it's really the soulmate is somebody who comes along to teach us lessons and doesn't always stay with us, but that the lessons are very important. It could be an intimate person, a friend, even a family member. It could be our soulmate. You know, when it comes to love, I always say we want that red thread energy. It's the red thread is kind of like the soulmate. We learn our lessons, but they are the ones that we end up with happily ever after. If that's a thing, you know, but you guys know what I mean. All right. We have free yourself, new love. You deserve love. You are lovable. So let's pull the oracles first. None of these are read in reverse. We have trust, we have time, and we have surrender. Okay. I just want to pull everything, guys. Just be patient with me because I like to bring everything together as one narrative, okay? So we could see where we're going here. Twin flames. Oh boy. Okay. I like that. I like that. All right, guys. I mean, the soulmate energy is an interesting energy. This is telling me this is definitely an important relationship that's bringing many of you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes in with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that don't serve you and your well-being enter into this dynamic so that you can heal them. And this person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it's uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. And the question here is not why did he or she do this to me, but rather what is the gift in this? You have to look very hard into this. It's a mirror of some sort. You will only be changed for the better as a result of this connection. That's always the case with soulmates. Even if it's difficult to, even if it's very difficult, let me just pull an extra row of these. Even if it's difficult to process, right, in the moment, you know, because soulmates it's an interesting energy, is it not? I mean, we feel so connected to these people and it just, everything just feels so clear. No, but then we do have the twin flame energy, and that I believe in that, you know, in that I just think that's a more modern version of the red thread energy, which you can look that up on your own. It is it's a Chinese folk tale. It was taught to me many, many years ago by a fabulous shaman that I studied with in my 20s, and it made all the sense to me. And yeah, all right. So we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. New love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Okay. These are kind of crowning. You deserve love. You are lovable. Now we have trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Okay, so there's something to trust. We have time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. let go, and all will work out. You deserve love. And then we have surrender. You have to surrender the old, okay, before something new can enter. Then we have twin flames, yin yang, balance, coupling, complementing each other. We have the runner. Runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. Girl with a snake, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable, boundaries. Okay. So, well, let me not even say anything yet because I'm getting a couple of different messages. Okay, so now we have with these, I want to do everything with you. No. Okay, so we have clarifying the runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. We have no. Then we have I love everything about you, even though I may not like you sometimes. You hold up that mirror to show me the ugly aspects of myself, hoping to change me, but it only makes me resent you. You are the most amazing person I have ever met, and I have met many people. Please stop trying to control everything. It's stifling me, and I don't want to feel this way. Well, if that's not a soulmate comment, nothing is, right? And then we have Five of Pentacles, which is about feeling a sense of lack. A lack of mental, emotional, and physical connection. Feeling like you don't matter. Feeling like you're discounted. Feeling very alone. And in need of that emotional, mental, physical connection in this. And then we have the Two of Wands here. So the Two of Wands is about, it's Mars and Aries energy. So it's about, seeing some sort of new beginning and really feeling an initiative to take, to really have a new beginning in this connection. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is a Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. So there's a strong desire. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and that's all about transformation. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so it's all about luck and expansion. But there's also movement forward here. So it's transformation to move forward is what's desired here. So there's this movement forward. There's this desire to move forward, yet there's this feeling of lack, Scorpio. There's this feeling of lack. So I feel like for some of you, the new love, okay, is going to be a way of you trying to divert your attention because you're in this space of feeling the need to free yourself if you're resonating with this. And the idea here is, yes, you do deserve love, okay? But I do get, how do I say this? And don't come after me because I'm delivering a message that I'm getting in my back, and I'm a Taurus moon, and when I get in my back, I have to say it. I don't want you to throw the baby out with the bathwater with this relationship, meaning I am getting that you have had some serious lessons learned here. Lots of cyclical energy is what I'm getting here. A lot of on again, off again. Feeling worthy, then not feeling worthy, because we have the you deserve love, and then we have the Five of Pentacles. So I'm getting, right, as oppositions here, I get this there's like a polarity here for me where you feel like your voice doesn't matter, you don't matter. You're made to feel in this union like you don't matter enough, okay? And there's this question in your subconscious, even though in your conscious mind you're like, yeah, I'm awesome, I know I'm lovable, I know all of my good qualities, I know what I have to offer, but this situation is pushing you to a point of making you challenge your belief system in the way you even view yourself, right? And that could be because you need to let go of a certain way of doing things. You need to let go of a certain way of being. You have to surrender that old so that this new can happen. You have to trust. You have to give it time and understand that there is this unhealthy dynamic here, but unhealthy does not mean like not able to be repaired. All right, like when we have Girl with the Snake and we say empath and narcissist paradigm, it doesn't mean that anybody has narcissistic personality disorder. I always hate that word these days, but it is like so appropriate for so many different people. But is this idea of somebody giving more and the other person taking more, and there being this level of imbalance? So maybe your partner is giving more and you're more of a taker, or vice versa. vice versa. So versa, the heck is that? But there being these issues with boundaries, right? And then we have runner. So somebody has a fear of intimacy here. Somebody is very entrenched in their ego. But the bottom line is, yeah, we have soulmate lessons learned here, but we also have this twin flame energy that we can't ignore, right? We kind of can't ignore that. So I definitely have these, I want to do everything with you, but then you hold this mirror up and you make me see things in myself, and I only resent you for that kind of thing. And that makes you feel like, or them feel like, that their voice doesn't matter, that they're not heard. They feel discounted. And this creates this residual kind of resentment under it, where it's like the desire and the love is there. You guys really want to be together, but you can't get out of your own way. And what's in the way is fear. What's in the way are old pattern behaviors that were created from way earlier in your life. Way earlier in your life. And I love the fact that we just have no when it comes to the runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. It's like, no, that cannot fly anymore. Nope. That needs to be like put to a stop, because, and then we have, you're the most amazing person I ever met. I've met many people. I love everything about you, but I may not like you sometimes. Yes. Please stop trying to control everything. Right? Stop trying to make me a way that I'm not. Just accept me for how I am, and we could have a beautiful relationship. But this is the thing. Whether it's you, whether it's them, there has to be understanding that if you're doing something that deeply disturbs your partner, or they're doing something that deeply disturbs you, there has to be communication and there has to be empathy here. There has to be. There has to be this consideration. You have to really look at your connection, guys. You do have the full moon in Virgo in your 11th and your 5th house. And 5th house, well, it's your house of fun and the connection to your kids and your hobbies and all that. It's also how you do connection with your partner. And with the full moon in there needs to be this balance between your 11th and your 5th house. So you may need to find a balance between your friends, your social life, your hobbies, your kids, and the time that you're spending with your partner. Is your partner feeling valued? Are you feeling valued? Because there may be something that you need to change, let go of, or reconsider, in this area having to do with relationship. And I feel like this is a good energy to do it in, because we do have some very benefic energy coming on the 11th and then the 14th. We have Sun in Pisces, sextiling Jupiter and Capricorn in your 5th and your 3rd house. So this is great for imagination and creativity when it comes to your hobbies, kids, connection to your partner, in a way that brings deepening and expansion in these areas. So I feel like once Mercury's going retrograde, Mercury's going direct on the 9th. So the 9th is going to be a little wonky for everybody, okay? Just because it's a lot of energy as Mercury goes direct, especially in this one. But like as we leave, literally like starting the 10th to the 25th, we're getting out of shadow. I'm telling you, like the communication is just going to be healthier and better. And I feel like this is going to be really, really good for you. And then on the 14th, we have Mars in Capricorn sextiling Neptune and Pisces in your 3rd and your 5th. So this is positive initiation and forward movement and things that you've been working on in that 12th house energy, like creative projects, working on yourself, figuring out, things about yourself that you maybe didn't even want to admit to yourself. What have you been wishing for? Things that you've been having a really hard time clarifying in your mind become clear in a way that you will finally see what needs to be done in order for that thing to manifest in your life. So, I'm going to readdress this when we go into the Celtic cross spread, but this is very relevant to the love, because that 5th house is about connection. So it's about you getting really honest with yourself as well, and not placing all of this blame on other, right? And not that they don't have ownership. I mean, not that they don't have blame. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. But it's really recognizing, if you're feeling the lack, why do you feel the lack? And if you feel like they pull away, why is it they're saying that they're pulling away? What is it that they feel you're not giving them? And what do you feel like you're not getting? And that really needs to be identified here in this connection. And I'm telling you, I feel like very strongly that if you guys could do this, this is beautiful, honestly. I mentioned the red thread over here before. What did I say a red thread was? I said a red thread is somebody like a soulmate where you learn the lesson, but then you stay together. So whenever I see the soulmate and the twin flame together, I get that red thread vibe. And this is like not only somebody that you're meant to learn a lesson with, but somebody that you're meant to stay with. Even though it's hard as you know what, to actually move into a space where you feel fairness, you know, where you feel like everybody's on the same page kind of thing, you know? Yeah. All right, so let's go into the Celtic cross spread. Okay, it's way too many. Okay, I can't shuffle today. What's the matter with me? So yeah, we do have Mercury going direct in Aquarius on the 4th, and in your 4th house on the 9th. So this is like the last chance to like mess up, clean up, or revisit what you worked on during the retrograde. So be careful of all things related, Scorpio, to your home and property, because it is happening in that 4th house. So this can be family communication issues, issues having to do with real estate, or even some out of the blue issues with house stuff. You know, house stuff meaning like plumbing, or something happening with like your dishwasher, or your, you know, your washing machine, or your sprinkler, you know, whatever kind of annoyances that we have to deal with a house, you know. So you just want to keep an eye out for that. Yeah, the 9th is going to be a very stressful day, though. I mean, I'm not going to, and I don't like saying that. I really don't. But it's just, again, very, if I could show you the energy wheel, it's like very concentrated. So it's just a day, though. Literally, like the next day, it's going to be fine. So just go into it knowing that, and try to, keep your involvement in things to a minimum if you can help it. All right, so we're coming into this energy in the Celtic cross spread with the Lovers reverse. Okay. So, Scorpio, this could be you really not being in a good place with a partner. Absolutely. And the Lovers reverse can mean a number of things. This can be the shadow sides of your personalities coming out in a way where there were some really nasty arguments, and it was like on again, off again, and just never being able to get on even footing to make a new cycle happen. And it's not because you guys don't love each other or want it, but because you can't figure out exactly how to fix it. You know, it's a tough energy, because the shadow sides of your personalities do come out, and that could mean many things, but it's you guys not being in a good space. If it has to do with an intimate relationship, if this has to do with a job, to anything in your career, this is about you guys just not seeing eye to eye with somebody at work, having very different viewpoints on how something is supposed to roll out. You know, the end result of a particular project, how a particular project is supposed to roll out in the first place. They're just really not being a meeting of the minds. And this really can be applied as well to friendship or any kind of family connection where there's something presented and there's absolutely just not a meeting of the minds, and there ends up an argument ends up taking place where the shadow sides of your personalities come out. And when I say that, I mean it ends up in the kind of argument where you just really wish it didn't have to be that way. You just really wish it didn't have to happen that way. And in the reverse, we always have the power to flip the reversals upright, because we're energetic beings and we have free will. And when we have the Lovers reverse, it's what's necessary is communication. Now, I do also want to just point out that the Lovers card is the Gemini energy, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is retrograde. Even though it's going direct on the 9th, we're talking about your past energy. So I feel like, you know, the Gemini energy that's really in everyone's chart this has been a very challenging Mercury retrograde for a lot of people. I can tell you that. And you guys may have been feeling that quite strongly. So we have the Princess of Coins in the reverse. So this is the foundation of the situation right now. This is like the lay of the land, the Princess of Coins in reverse. So when we have this energy, this is a Leo and Virgo energy in the reverse. So whenever we have Leo in reverse, there's always fear rearing its head, ego out of control rearing its head. Virgo, while it's an earthy pentacle energy, it is also ruled by Mercury. Okay, so this is telling me like there might have been some sort of pushing some sort of agenda forward where ego got in the way. The conversations always ended up in sort of this knotted nexus of like ego, trying to unknot somebody's ego. And really all ego is fear, right? It's just fear on like steroids, right? Like with a negative element to it. So definitely inciting though this feeling of you not feeling this emotional, mental, and physical support and connection to somebody if it has to do with any kind of relationship. Now, because it's a coin energy, if it has to do with work, there's some sort of argument about money going on here. So who gets paid what? How are we going to work it out this way, that way? Percentages and this and that. I feel like a lot of you may be dealing with that energy, but I do feel like there's going to be some element of working out because we have an Ace of Cups in the upright, which is about a brand new cycle, a brand new start. So if this has to do with a relationship, this does indicate to me that you guys are going to be figuring out a way to have a brand new cycle. And I like the Ace energy because it's like a sweeping of the decks clean. Like a page of Cups is like a new cycle. Any card that has any sort of Aries connection to it is a new cycle. But the Ace is like, let's sweep the decks clean. We're not even going back to that cycle anymore. We're not doing that cycle anymore. This is going to be a brand new set of rules that we're moving forward with. So this is relevant to whether you're dealing with a relationship, whether you're dealing with something having to do with work. There's going to be discord, there's going to be conversation, and it's going to be worked out, is what I'm getting. Because right now, this situation as it is, injustice is a question. What's fair? This is a Libra energy, and Libra is ruled by Venus, and while Venus is about love and it's about money, so relate that however you want, where there are questions about is money being handled fairly in this work situation, or maybe even in a relationship situation. Is everybody feeling supported in this love connection? But it's also what we look at to see about self-value and self-worth. And this is, do I feel comfortable in this situation? Do I feel good about myself in this relationship? Do I like who I am in this connection? Do I like who I am in this job? Do I like what it brings out in me? And the answer here is like you looking at this and you really not liking the version of yourself that you end up adopting, or that somebody else is adopting, right? As you guys are trying to figure out this fairness. Right? Because this is what you guys are thinking about. So you're thinking about how can everyone feel comfortable, feel good about themselves, what kind of agreement can be had, okay? Because this needs to be had because it's in the reverse. That means it's not currently present. So this is a conversation that needs to happen because it's crowning the whole reading. Now, the foundation for the whole reading is the Princess of Swords in the reverse. So the Princess of Swords is the Taurus and Gemini energy, which again is about communication, but the fact that it's reverse, right? This is telling me that the communication is not happening right now in the way that it needs to, right? Taurus, again, it's a pentacle energy, so it has to do with money. So the conversations are not happening in the way they need to be happening about money, but Taurus also rules that Venus, again, that Venus energy. So it's about, who is not being honest. The communication is not coming in, and if it is coming in, somebody is not being honest, and it is the foundation. Somebody's giving somebody lip service. There can be lying through omission. Okay, so just keep this in mind if it has to do with anything regarding a career, any sort of negotiation where you're not getting all the information, right? Because the conversation is going on about what needs to happen in order for this to be more fair to all the parties involved, and you not getting all the information. Feeling this, you're feeling it very intuitively, Scorpio, because after all, you're Scorpios. You guys are a very powerful water energy, very intuitive. And I'm looking here, you are the High Priestess here. This is actually representing you in the reading. But anyway, so that's definitely having to do with a work situation. If it has to do with a relationship situation, you're feeling like As you guys are talking about what's fair, either you or the other person is not being completely forthcoming and honest about what you're able to give to this relationship, and you're not completely believing what they're saying. So there is this skepticism because you're coming from the Lover's reverse space, right? You know, so it is this idea of not being sure exactly what to trust. You're very in touch with your intuition right now. I mean, you know, this is a moon energy. Moon energy is about getting very deep inside of yourself. But, you know, listen, this is about you needing to connect the dots though, Scorpio. Like if you're feeling intuitively one way, you have to finish the other side of that. Why are you feeling that way? Is it based in reality, or is it based in your fear or ego? And you have to be really willing to dig deep and answer that question. You know, it's a good, healthy energy to get though. Now, external to you is beautiful. It's the Nine of Cups energy. Love it. Love it. This is Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter is all about luck and expansion, rules Sagittarius, which is all about movement forward, making something happen. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. It's about imagination and wishes and hopes and goals and things that you want. This is the wish fulfillment card, right? This is external to you. So this wish, some sort of wish fulfillment external to you. So somebody's going to be declaring either their feelings for you, or some sort of message is going to be coming in that you're going to be in the space of really feeling, okay, wow, all right, is this too good to be true? Okay, if I'm feeling that way, why am I feeling that way? I deserve really good stuff in my life. I need to not create energetic blocks for myself. This is clearly a really good thing. Because you're so afraid. I mean, this is your fear. Eight of Cups in the reverse is a fear card, right? Of you walking away, right? You're being very afraid to let go of something. You're very afraid of letting go of something here, Scorpio. Something that you know, some sort of cycle, some sort of something that you know you need to let go of. You're having a really hard time letting go of it. Okay? But then if you're afraid to let go of something. I feel like you're just afraid to let yourself go, let yourself believe, let yourself have faith in something. Because then we have the Fool energy as the outcome, which, this is awesome. This is a Uranus energy. Hello? I mean, awesome. Uranus is all about, boom, let's do this differently. How we were doing it last time? Nope, let's do it differently. The way that project was going to roll out? Nope, let's redesign, you know, the blueprint for it. Let's redesign and negotiate how everybody could be happier. Let's just sit down and let's have a conversation. Let's take a risk, throw caution to the wind, and let's just figure this out. Let's figure out this relationship. Let's take the chance. Let's take the chance and let's move it forward. Let's do things differently to take the chance to move things forward. And I do get that no matter what happens here in the near future, I like the Devil in reverse, because this tells me that you're going to be very honest with yourself with these energies that I mentioned back here in the High Priestess representing you. If your intuition is screaming at you, you really want to just stop and say, why am I feeling like this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Why are they behaving in this way towards me? And it's you really getting in touch with the imbalance of the imbalanced nature of a situation. Okay? Because the Devil reverse is about an imbalance being admitted to and then discussed and healed. So that could have to do with any kind of addiction. It could have to do with fear. It could have to do with ego. It could have to do with narcissistic tendencies. You know, I don't want to say if somebody has NPD, like narcissistic personality disorder or any sort of pathology, I would never put this energy on them, because quite frankly, it's too challenging for them to have the level of self-awareness that's necessary for this energy, because there's a level of admittance here, okay, where there was imbalance in a situation, whose ego went out of control, who was drinking too much, who was partying too much, who was doing whatever too much. too self-absorbed, whatever the case was. But they're being admittance towards healing here. And they're, you know, and this is always a very positive energy, right? The devil reverse is a positive energy. So yeah, I mean, that is what I have here for this week for you guys, Scorpio. So I like it because I feel like there's going to be a lot of kind of full circle kind of thing. And you being able to manifest something by being super honest, not only with yourself, about yourself, but about somebody else and their motivations as well, which is entirely positive. So good stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you liked my energy and you like this reading, please like, subscribe, share. You guys know what to do. And thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.